Kevin Costner has long been seen as a symbol of classic American cinema, a performer whose roles often carried themes of integrity, resilience, and quiet strength. For decades, his presence on screen brought audiences characters they could believe in, from determined lawmen to dreamers chasing something bigger than themselves. Films like Dances with Wolves elevated him beyond simple stardom, placing him among Hollywood's most respected figures. Yet, behind that polished image lies a far more human story. Like many who achieve great success, Costner's journey has been shaped by both triumph and struggle. His life reflects the reality that even those who appear strong and confident can face moments of doubt, loss, and reflection. Understanding his story means looking beyond the roles and recognizing the person navigating the pressures of fame, responsibility, and personal growth. A childhood of quiet lessons. Born on January 18, 1955, in Linwood, Kevin Costner grew up in a household that valued responsibility and hard work. His father worked in utilities, while his mother held a steady job that helped maintain stability at home. Although the family provided for their needs, emotional expression wasn't always at the center of daily life. Frequent moves across California meant Costner often had to adapt to new environments, new schools, and new social circles. These experiences taught him independence at a young age, but they also made it harder to form lasting connections. As the youngest of 3 boys, he sometimes found himself observing more than participating, quietly taking in the world around him. Sports, especially baseball, became an important outlet, offering both structure and a sense of belonging. These early years didn't define his future outright, but they laid the foundation for the determination and introspection that would later shape his career. Finding direction against expectations. Like many young adults, Costner initially followed a path that seemed practical rather than passionate. He attended college, studying business, a choice that aligned with expectations of stability and security. However, something about that direction felt incomplete. The turning point came unexpectedly during a chance conversation that encouraged him to consider acting more seriously. It wasn't a moment of instant transformation, but rather the beginning of a gradual shift in perspective. Pursuing acting meant stepping into uncertainty, leaving behind the safety of a conventional career. After graduating, he married his college sweetheart, Cindy Silver, and began navigating the challenges of building both a personal life and a professional dream. Those early years were far from glamorous. He worked various jobs to support himself while attending auditions, often facing rejection. Yet, through persistence and belief in his path, he continued forward, slowly building the foundation for what would eventually become a remarkable career. The slow climb to recognition, success didn't arrive overnight for Kevin Costner. His early roles were small, sometimes barely noticeable, and often didn't bring immediate recognition. One notable setback came when scenes he filmed for a project were ultimately removed before release, a disappointing experience that could have discouraged many aspiring actors. Instead, Costner chose to keep moving forward. Gradually, opportunities began to align, and his presence on screen started to gain attention. Films like The Untouchables introduced audiences to his steady, grounded style, while Bull Durham highlighted his ability to balance charm with authenticity. By the late 1980s, he was no longer an unknown actor, but a rising star. His performances resonated because they felt genuine, not exaggerated. He brought a sense of realism to his roles that made characters relatable, helping him stand out in an industry often driven by spectacle. A career-defining moment. The release of Dances with Wolves marked a turning point in Costner's career. Taking on the roles of director, producer, and lead actor, he invested deeply in the project, both creatively and personally. At the time, it was considered a risk, an ambitious film that didn't follow typical commercial formulas. However, its success proved that audiences were ready for something different. The film received widespread acclaim and won multiple Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Director. More importantly, it demonstrated Costner's ability to tell meaningful stories that resonated beyond entertainment. This achievement elevated him from actor to filmmaker, giving him greater creative control and influence within the industry. It was a moment of validation, confirming that his instincts and dedication could lead to something truly impactful. Navigating success and pressure. With success came new expectations, and the 1990s became a defining period in Costner's career. Films like Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and The Bodyguard achieved significant commercial success, further cementing his status as a leading man. However, not every project was met with the same level of enthusiasm. Large-scale productions, such as Waterworld and The Postman, faced mixed reactions, highlighting the unpredictable nature of the film industry. These experiences served as reminders that success is never guaranteed, regardless of past achievements. For Costner, this period was one of learning, understanding how to balance ambition with practicality, and how to navigate both praise and criticism. It also reinforced the idea that a career is built over time, shaped by both highs and lows, rather than a single defining moment. Personal life and its complexities. While Costner's professional life was highly visible, his personal life followed a more complex path. His marriage to Cindy Silver lasted many years and included raising 3 children together. However, like many long-term relationships, it faced challenges that eventually led to their separation. Later, he built a new chapter in his life with Christine Baumgartner, with whom he had 3 more children. For a time, this period appeared to bring stability and balance. Yet, as with many public figures, personal matters often became subject to public attention. Changes in relationships, family dynamics, and responsibilities added layers of complexity to his life. Despite these challenges, Costner has continued to emphasize the importance of family, acknowledging both the joys and difficulties that come with it. His experiences reflect a broader truth, that personal growth often comes through navigating imperfect situations rather than avoiding them. A return to connection with audiences. In recent years, Costner found renewed connection with audiences through television, particularly with Yellowstone. His portrayal of John Dutton introduced him to a new generation while reminding longtime fans of his enduring appeal. The character, a man deeply connected to land, family, and legacy, resonated strongly with viewers. It reflected themes that had long been present in Costner's work: responsibility, tradition, and the struggle to hold on to what matters. This role demonstrated that even after decades in the industry, he remained relevant and capable of delivering powerful performances. It also showed his willingness to adapt, embracing new formats and storytelling approaches while staying true to his strengths as an actor. Reflection and growth. As Kevin Costner has grown older, his perspective on life and success has evolved. He has spoken about the importance of balance, recognizing that career achievements, while meaningful, are only one part of a fulfilling life. Experiences, both positive and challenging, have shaped his understanding of what truly matters. He continues to pursue creative projects, including music with his band, while also supporting causes he believes in. These efforts reflect a desire to contribute beyond the screen, using his platform in meaningful ways. His journey highlights the idea that growth doesn't stop at a certain age. It continues as long as one remains open to learning and change. For Costner, this stage of life is less about proving himself and more about staying connected to what brings purpose and satisfaction. A legacy beyond success. Ultimately, Kevin Costner's story is about more than fame or achievement. It's about the balance between ambition and personal life, between public success and private reflection. His career includes iconic films, memorable performances, and significant contributions to cinema. At the same time, his personal journey reminds us that no life is without challenges. What defines a person isn't just their accomplishments, but how they navigate those challenges and continue forward. Costner's legacy lies not only in the characters he portrayed, but in the example of perseverance he represents. His story encourages a deeper understanding of success, not as a final destination, but as an ongoing process shaped by growth, resilience, and self-awareness.